What did you say to the question? Hockey player?
Hockey player and then police officer. I was told that my answer wasn't good enough. I need the new one. So
She's getting killed on this. She's welcome to our world now. It's the same answer. Everybody wants to be a hockey player.
Did you advise her to stay off Twitter?
I wonder if you could just touch on. We've seen some drills with the lines on the ice and the ice divided up. How are the players responding to that, or are you as a coach getting the progress you've been hoping for out of this?
it has very little to do with our system play. It's just about feeling the puck, making plays under pressure, and having fun. It is a good way to get their heart rate up and get a little competition going. But it's mostly for them to enjoy it. And like I said before, it's mostly about feeling the puck touches and making plays under pressure. So that's the best way to do it. And there's many little games that we can do, and that's one they're familiar with, and probably one of the better ones that I enjoy.
You've kind of all along said, I'm tweaking. I haven't made huge overhauls. When you're on a win streak like this, does the tweaking really minimal, or is it much different than when you've won 2 in a row and lost one, and the record's a bit different?
No, we're always tweaking. We're always trying to get better. If we're not getting better, we're going to get past. Every team's working on things. Each team's getting better at something. And if we're just satisfied with the way we are right now, we're going to get past, and we're going to lose games and fall apart. I don't know. I think there's always things that we need to get better at, and we did some breakouts today about working on skills, kind of set plays that we can do. I think we have to always continue to be working on something.
You've had some good first periods, even on the road trip. You had some leads I know you didn't hang on to, but what's your view? There's kind of two schools of thought. The players have to be prepared, they have to be ready to go, or the coach has to somehow establish a mindset that they start games well. How do you look at that, and why have you guys been quick in first periods?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I think the guys are ready. They know what's at stake, and they cannot fall behind. And they're also feeling confident right now. So I think they're just ready to start the game off right.
Can you sense a difference in the room like now compared to when you first got here, just in terms of the confidence level or the volume or a vibe check?
Well, absolutely. Guys are talking on the bench. They're positive. They're engaging. It's easy when you're winning hockey games. It's so much easier. The pressure's off, and you start enjoying the game. Not only playing the game, but just coming to the rink and spending time in the dressing room and being with each other. It's a lot easier. Winning and scoring is you erase a lot of problems.
Yeah, it's kind of becomes a self-perpetuating thing, right?
Yeah, and it's just easier to play, and now you just always have to balance the being confident and not being complacent. And when things are going well, it's easy to relax and not be as hungry. But I don't see that right now. But when you do have success, it's just human nature to fall into that trap.
It's funny that confidence is a thing when you're talking about pro athletes who've been on the big stage their whole life and seen and done, almost everything there is to do in the game, but they do get a little...
Oh, absolutely. They're elite athletes who... it's a fine line between... one player to the next, and usually what separates them is just having that confidence to make plays and feeling that if they feel pressure and being able to read that and feeling that they have that little extra time, they'll make that play. But when they don't have that confidence, they feel under pressure and they feel like there's no room for them, and then they obviously don't play as well as they should.
Chris, I realize the focus is on your team, but New Jersey tomorrow, very different team than Minnesota. A lot of skill, 3 lines that can score up front. They're healthy at center again, and they got a great power play leading the league. Just a thought on what you're up against tomorrow.
A very good hockey team. Look at their lineup and their skill throughout it, especially on their forward lines. A lot of guys who can make plays, and a very fast team. So one thing we want to make sure that we're doing is making plays, protecting the puck and not giving away, feeding them their transition. But we also, really importantly is that we're moving our feet and we're not standing still and just checking well that way.
It is the next generation game tomorrow. You kind of hinted that you wanted to either be a hockey player or a police officer. Why were maybe those two your choices when you were a kid?
Yeah, and I know I wanted to be a police officer. I'm not sure when it was. When they asked when I was 12, I'm not sure it happened at that moment, but I know certainly when I got a little bit older that happened. My sister's a RCMP officer, and my billet when I played in Edmonton is Edmonton Police member, and yeah, so I just I was around it a lot, and just always thought that's what I was gonna do.